السلام عليكم. اسمي يارا وهبي، مدير عام التسويق في المملكة لشركة راوش السويسرية العالمية. شركة راوش مش شركة عادية، شركة راوش عمرها 135 سنة، ولاهتمامها الكبير بالسوق السعودي اختارت تحتفل بعيد ميلادها 135 بالسعودية من نوفمبر من العام الماضي. بتمنى تستمتعوا بالحلقة وتستفيدوا منها بغض النظر عن أي شيء. شكرا.
Hello. How is everybody? Good?
Hello. Very good.
Okay, wonderful. I'm glad we're all here for our first, the one and only Rausch Roundtable podcast. And it's done from Saudi with our one and only CEO, Rausch Swiss, and winner of... would you like to say a few things?
Yes, hello.
Yes.
Very proud and honored to be here with all you ladies. I'm Sandra, the CEO of Rausch, a 135-year-old Swiss herbal company, and as you have mentioned, I was lucky enough to win the Swiss Economic Woman Award CEO of the Year in 24. Very proud. Thank you.
Okay, Abir, tell us more.
Abir, I have a company that does entertainment, and also I'm a well-being expert and mindset change trainer.
Nice.
Manal, I have decades of experience, especially in anything with social impact, healthcare, international relations, essentially anything that has an impact on society, I'm there.
So I am an advocate for sustainability. I am a founder of social enterprise called Planetkind, and I lead growth and partnership in Ecorex, a Saudi environmental services company.
So happy for all of you to be here. Let's start the game. What do you think?
Yeah,
let's start the game.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So there are cards. You can see the cards on the table. Rausch cards. So we have we have three focus. Let's say themes or subjects or things. Now, normally what happens in leadership is that, first of all, you go from redefining success across cultures, from expertise to influence, and leading with identity. So what happens here is that we have 10 questions for each subject. Mm-hmm. See, I can shuffle the cards. I'm going to shuffle a bit more.
Okay.
So you have to pick up a card and ask us questions, all of us, and have to answer. Yes, you ask the whole question to the group, and let's see what you come up with. Make it as interesting as possible. Examples are the best, stories.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a question mark, like a joker card within the cards, and that you can ask any question to the group. Ooh, very spicy. Thank God for editing, right? Yeah. But I hope I don't edit. I don't edit.
But if you pick the card and you ask the question, then you have to answer it, or the
Yes, you do. Of course.
Everybody has to answer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But
you don't have to answer it first.
That's
the trick. You don't have to answer it first. That's your breathing space.
You can choose somebody.
Exactly. You
Okay.
listen to all the answers and you create a better one. And then you look like the winner.
I can answer all the questions then.
I wish it worked that way. No. Okay. Let's start with Abir.
On the spot.
Okay, let's see. So it's about leading with identity.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever felt pressured to edit your cultural identity to fit global or corporate standards? And how did you navigate the moments?
Ooh.
Is that for me or for you? Or for
It's for everyone, but who do you want?
I would love you to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, actually, I had to edit my cultural identity. I was being transferred to Canada for 2 years, and I was young and full of energy, and I went through all the business meetings, Swiss style, very direct and very dynamic as I am. And I'm so grateful that there was a woman. Actually, she was my customer. She called me after the meeting and she said, Sandra, you cannot deal like that with us in Canada. You're too direct. And I was like, whoa, first of all, thank you very much for telling me. And I had to figure out that the hierarchy system in North America and directness is different than in Switzerland. So I had to navigate that and learn and observe how the others did and then adapt myself better. So sometimes that's very important to, not sometimes, always it's very important. That was my lesson, to observe the cultural things, even though I thought it's not so different to Switzerland, but it was.
Yeah.
So,
I actually can relate to this so much because, you know, when I first started my leadership role, I was actually the only female Saudi in the executive team. It was in a healthcare hospital. It was a big hospital. And so my CEO was there.
In Saudi?
In Saudi.
Okay.
So, and we used to have all of them were men, and then few Westerns. There was an American lady, as I can recall, and then an Australian lady, and I was the only young and Saudi. So we were having this normal discussions, and our CEO said he said something about my business unit or the department that I was running, and that we don't know something, and it wasn't accurate. So I said, no, that's not true. The fact is 1, 2, 3, 4. We have actually beaten all the other hospitals in 1, 2, 3. So the funny thing is that he was the CEO, and I have another layer before him.
Yes.
So my boss, my direct boss, called me in the office and he said, "You can't do this." And I said, "Why?" It was accurate. He was accusing my department of not delivering, but we were. And I showed him by numbers that we actually are doing better than everyone else. So you should be proud. And he said, "No, but you made him look like he doesn't know. And you need to go to his office and tell him on the side." So, and then, I had to tone down, but I knew I was right. But it was very eye-opening on how you need to consider and read the room and consider when to speak versus not. Although I would do it again.
It's very much navigating the context.
Yeah,
Yes.
how you say it.
Right, and it makes a difference. So you might change again being in North America or different places. It's sometimes a matter of even with the room of people, even let's say they're all Saudi, but they've come from different backgrounds.
Yes,
So
true.
knowing how one thing works, I will equate it to being a teacher.
Yeah.
So I was in education for over 20 years and higher education. You teach a class, you do perfect. And you're so proud of yourself.
Yeah.
I'm the best teacher. You go to another classroom, do the same thing, you utterly fail.
It doesn't
They're not reacting to you.
Yeah.
Because in the end, they're humans.
Yes.
And everyone will have a different reaction. And so being in the boardroom, being with another CEO might accept that.
Yes.
Exactly.
On the contrary,
Yes.
yes, that's great. Thank you for being direct. Whereas another doesn't. So very much reading the room.
Reading the room.
Exactly.
And I think that maybe that's sometimes a virtue of with females are quite strong of being very observant.
Yeah. Actually, you're right. Yeah. With time, because that was my first leadership job. With time, I've learned it's most important. The most important thing is to pause and always take time to read everyone in the room before you, and then you choose which style to use to
That's
communicate
very
with
true.
each person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that's-
constantly adapting.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Reem.
I'll add to this. I chose to listen to everybody first. So I'm like,
No, but she's very brave. Abir is very brave. She was like, you know what? I have an example.
so I think just like everyone said, I think it could be a global thing. The hierarchy and reading the rooms is very important. The context is very important. But yes, certainly coming from an academic background and academia in the UK, there was absolutely no hierarchy. You could sit with a professor, with the head of department, with the dean, whatever. And then all of a sudden you're, in leadership position, whether in a board or ministerial meeting, and you've got to choose what to say. Like Abir, I did the same, actually. There was one time in a meeting, I was like, that's not true. Here's the facts, proudly.
Yeah.
And it's not proudly because you kind of embarrassed the boss and the two lines above. And then I would still do it, but in a different way.
Yeah.
So
The approach would change. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you think that if the boss said a statement that wasn't correct and he was corrected, is it okay that they feel uncomfortable? It's normal. That
I think
you
it depends
hire
on
these
the
people
personality.
to inform you.
And this
Yeah.
is, again,
So it
goes
shouldn't
the
be-
blessing of age.
Yeah.
Yes,
true. I wanted to say.
Experience, and then I think that magic word that's now, I think, becoming trendy again is emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
100%.
choosing when to be quiet, which is not always easy.
Mm.
But sometimes
Tell
you
me
read the
about
room
it.
and you're like, that's wrong. I want to say something, but maybe this is not the time.
Not
Yeah.
the time.
That's so true. That's so
I love
true.
that.
Choose the time and choose the battle as well.
And that one's a
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
But it has to be done, and it comes with age and experience.
It's so
definitely.
the only way.
Yeah.
The only way. It's age and experience.
Card.
Yes, Dr.
Mm.
Oh, you chose from the top
On the
of
top.
the deck. Very nice.
Very elegant.
From experience to influence.
Oh.
What helped you find your voice when your knowledge was questioned or overlooked? Oh, that's a strong one.
Mm.
Yeah, we haven't heard you.
That's a tough one. My God. I mean, I know the questions, but this one like took me left field. It's basically, it's not easy, to be honest. And I still find it challenging even today. I think the short answer is you have to calibrate the stress. So what I have to do is internal, not external, is manage my stress, breathe, count, respond.
It's very simple, but it's like grounding yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the only way is to ground myself. Otherwise, you cannot change the world.
And I think you're challenged in this position, and you're being doubted, or your knowledge is being doubted. Again, the age, like card, is a blessing. So there's an element of trust that comes with the age and the experience. But I think when it's data-driven and evidence-based, then it's facts and it's not questionable. I could be wrong, but the data can't be wrong. The evidence can't be wrong. So let's move the situation to less of a personal, to facts and driven facts data. I think that I would do that.
That's very true. But I think not everything you can base on facts and figures, right? And then and that's why sometimes I think it's still important that younger, ambitious people and women speak out as well, even though it's a hard experience sometimes, as we all know. But you added your wisdom or your advice. You be true to yourself. But again, it's, as you have already said, choose your battle wise. And when the chemistry is already tense, then maybe
I don't know.
it's difficult.
Some situations, I'm glad you mentioned that it may not work when some situations you cannot rely on the data. To be honest, reading again the room properly, because some crowd are not willing to even listen to the
data.
evidence of data.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've got, don't bother.
Yeah.
Don't pick that battle.
Exactly.
And work on your self-like side.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I find, in addition to what you said, which is really important, that you always go back in, what I find really helpful, because, I've been almost every week there's someone who dismisses you or wanted to bring you down. So what I find really useful is my support net. It helps a lot with personal
It's a very healthy reflection that you do on yourself. And I think often it's the tone, the tonality, how we say things, especially as women.
Yeah.
Because I think when we read the room correctly and we still want to take that battle, sometimes we won, right?
Yes.
So it's most important how we say that and in which tonality.
I think the idea of the support system is connected to the idea of mentorship. Is that we can very clearly, I think, remember moments in our life when we were younger, when you were questioned, and that was a time when our confidence was a little bit lower. So again, it comes with experience, with age, etc. And so a responsibility of, I love the reflecting. And that reflecting is so that you understand the path, you understand, again, creativity of how can I approach this, and then trying to figure out the foundation. Why was I questioned? In some cases, it has nothing to do with you. It's the one of the context.
Yes, exactly.
But in the case where you were talking before about pitch, that I think in the wrong way. I don't know that necessarily anything is the wrong way, but it wasn't the suitable way for that moment.
Oh, at that time,
For that
it was the wrong
time.
timing.
So in that case, it's trying to go back, okay, you know what? And observing. And I love observing.
Yeah, that's true.
I love watching other people when you do it and you analyze. So why was that successful as opposed to something else? And then that's the joy of maybe
Yeah.
mentoring to the younger generation.
Yes,
So they can
that's true.
get a little
Yeah.
bit stronger and have that support system, which I think for
Which
many
you
of us we
always
were
need.
blessed with.
Always. You always need to make sure you have support.
Yes,
Right.
you're absolutely right.
There's
yes.
always this one person
Should
in
we
our
move
lives. Yes, Reem.
Reem, you take a good one.
Reem is getting excited. So you guys are liking the
I want to
cards.
see the cards.
Yeah.
I forgot my glasses. Do
Oh.
But I read. Leading with identity, the theme. Do you believe leaders should adapt to their culture or actively shape it, and why?
Yeah, I fully agree. I interpret or I understand the question in two ways. First of all, a culture of a company. Then I think when you are, like me, a CEO, there's a saying in Swiss German, I don't know if it fits in English, but it says, the fish starts thinking from the head. Maybe it's wrong in English, but it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So in the head, so me, I'm not good in shaping the culture of the company, then how can I have a good culture within my company?
Yeah.
I cannot, I believe. So there we can shape. And the other cultural thing is when I travel to Saudi Arabia or to another country that I don't know, there I think it's absolutely important to respect the culture there is, the local culture, because there's so many traps, especially when I go to Asia and I'm not prepared, that I treat people not with
certain
respect,
manner,
but I
yes.
do it not on purpose, but I think it's my duty to read a bit, to adapt to the places here so that we have a good time together.
That's the part of being different, sorry, of being different. That's the virtue of having so many different people. Is maybe that culture doesn't suit you, but it suits someone else.
But how I took that question, I took it very differently. I'm in marketing and customer experience. My job is to change cultures. So my job is to affect the culture of an organization, or when I sell a product to convince people that this is the way to go. Now, I am now at a stage in my life where I market and work in customer experience for things that I agree with. Like I don't have to sell something I don't believe in. Yeah, that's how I took it. That's my 2 cents on that.
I did think of that, but like I thought the question was like, it's personal for the leadership, but because it's your role to play cultures, then it's different.
For me, I think you first have to understand the culture. So you adapt in the beginning where you fit in and understand what is going on everywhere.
The observant.
Then a little bit, thank you, and then a little bit try to, after understanding this culture and fitting in it, then decide which approach you with each person is going to be different to bring this togetherness. So you can't just say immediately, I want to change the culture.
But also, I think if you have to know
agree,
why,
because
if they don't know why they're trying to change them,
So you work
if
with
you're
them-
doing it based on, I think when you said the fish with, if I'm assuming it correctly, is thinking with your head, is maybe thinking with your brain as opposed to maybe ego or anything else. It's why do you want to make those changes? Because if it's successful, and in normal cases, I mean, there might be a reason why new management is coming in, but why do you want to make those changes and how can we adapt?
Why reinvent the wheel?
exactly.
Yeah.
Why reinvent the wheel? In some cases, if there's damage, but figure out the chain of what's going on. Otherwise, you might end up causing unintentional damage.
Yeah.
Lee,
Yeah.
my first card. Thank you, Lee. So let's see what I have got. I have redefining success across cultures. How can organizations better support diverse definitions of success for women? Who would like to answer that? That's a deep one.
It's a very deep
Can
one.
you repeat it?
Yes, of course. How can organizations better support diverse definitions of success for women? Maybe I start how I understand it. I understand that. I think you want to ask how can we make a fruitful ground for more diverse teams? And for example, in Switzerland, as we are still a conservative country when it comes to balancing families and leadership and management, we need to make sure that mothers can be mothers and leaders at the same time. And we need to stop discussing whether that's possible or not. Of course it's possible. but we need to make the structures.
Supportive.
Yes, exactly.
I took it that way, that maybe our culture should start accepting that you don't always have to fit a certain mold that you
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
It's correct. The way you
define?
because
but it's funny how you take it.
success for
Yeah.
different women. For you is your career success. As Sandra said, for certain mothers, it's being a working
The
mother.
balance.
Yes.
The balance, and for another, maybe the young people is to being a proactive in the environment, to be innovative.
Yeah.
Another fourth woman is the discipline and the experience, maybe in the company. And I mean, the question, I think it's more like from the organization what they can do to achieve that. So in my opinion, so I would do a champion for maybe success careers. I will support the mother to have voucher for the kindergarten. I'll have a competition for the young woman, and then I will have
Embrace all
employer of the
successes.
month or something.
Yeah,
like that
that's
for the
what we
ones who
do.
are the-
So it's like
Cool.
embracing all types of
Aywa.
success.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And you know what I realize a lot? We need to, sometimes we have women that do not support each other.
Oh,
all the time.
Yeah, that's sad.
It's very
And it's also because of that diversity that we
Yes.
exactly are discussing. We have mothers, we have singles, we have young people. When we start embracing that and supporting each other,
And
that
we
you
do-
are different
we
than me,
really
we're
have to
both good,
understand that
that would be
women
great.
have to support one. They cannot thrive alone.
Yes, exactly.
100%.
And then going back, it's supporting. So better support is mentorship, is creating within
Yes.
the organization
Mm.
is, and it doesn't have to only be for female. I know the question is focused on female, but for all generations and the younger generation now completely different. They're born into a different world.
That's true.
So they're past it's the after COVID, the AI now, the complete shift. And then if we're going to focus specifically on women, is creating a system within the organization
Yeah.
of mentoring, of groups.
Yes.
And again, the definition of what's success for a male just biologically will be different for a female. There are different responsibilities, different aspects, especially if she's a mother, if she's single, family responsibilities, and generally carers of family tend to be females.
Raising that point. I also, my sister is also single. She tells me the same, that sometimes everything is now towards balancing family and stuff. And she said, "And what about me? I'm a single, so I'm less worthy or what?" No, you're not. So
Yeah, and
I'm glad you raised that.
for leadership, whether male or female, they have to ask themselves, what is success in an organization?
There are a few places, I think, as you mentioned, gym membership. There are some that are really working on wellness and
Yeah.
sports,
And
regardless,
gym,
male or
yeah.
female.
Yeah.
There is support there. They also pay for gym memberships, regardless,
Yes.
again, of who it is.
Yes.
So there is
Wonderful.
some focus, but maybe it's different organizations. So
Yeah.
coming back to from what is it when you say from bottom up or from
Yeah, it is.
from top down?
Wow,
you
that
should
triggered
pick the
me.
next.
Oh my God.
We should round up with the sentence: we should all support each other, no
Yes.
matter in what
Yes.
situation we are.
Yes. I didn't flip it yet. Flip
Yeah.
it. Okay. Leading with identity. Interesting. How do you advise younger women to remain authentic without feeling exposed or vulnerable?
That was something I struggled with. Especially as you take on more responsibilities and you start to shift because you see the world differently, obviously. So when you're
And their world
in a beginning position, but you know, when you have you're very idealistic when you're younger.
Yeah.
It's very idealistic. Oh, we should do this. And then you go up a little higher and you realize, this change will cause a ripple. So you need to manage between that. And the higher up you go, the more you see that the ripples will cause an unintended consequence. So suddenly you have to rethink how will I approach things, but you're trying not to lose that idealistic part, that identity of you. And I think for me, a lot of the time, I want to be humanistic. I want to remember that behind every decision, there are people and there are consequences. So balancing between those two.
For now, oh yes.
And see,
We should have a
that's
question
such
of that.
and that's the point as well with AI. It's the humans are there. So and to me, I always believe that happy people are happy employees will cause they will deal better with everything around them.
Yes.
I'm convinced
I
as
love
well.
that. That's very well said.
Yes.
I think authenticity is one of the most important values that you should teach in school, build the humans. I think this is what we're missing. If you work on the individual by teaching them values and helping them become authentic. So when they're in the office, yes, we understand branding. You need to brand yourself, but you can brand yourself, but remain authentic.
Yeah.
To meet your
100%.
That is one of the biggest issues we have as a society, I think, and even it reflects in organizations because people come to work with a goal. I want to meet this. I don't care what I'm going to do and change to meet my goals. And they miss, really, at the end, they lose who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're successful. You reach the goal. You're the CEO of the company. No offense to CEO. And then, but you lost the truth of who you are.
that would be sad.
So I think training in school, but also organizations, I think it's very important to build in your onboarding program the values and training people and how to be authentic, because that reflects 100% on the performance of the organization.
Having empathy, being aware of your surroundings or context, definitely.
And still, I fully agree with you. And I would also, the question was also, what do we recommend now to young?
Like for younger generation, what do we advise them? How to basically stay
one
true to
sentence,
themselves?
grow some elephant skin.
Yes. Yes.
Because there's always people in your way, I mean, on your way in life that are different, or they have a bad day, or they are a little bit mean sometimes. So then you should not fall down the chair. That's why grow some elephant skin. That's something.
What I think the one advice I would give is never play politics. Stay always true to what you know.
Sometimes that's not always a choice.
It's not. I'm saying you have to approach it in a very wise manner. Playing politics in the very extreme sense, meaning read the room is playing politics. Fine. Choosing when to question something or when to impose an opinion or when to say an opinion is one thing. That's fine. But I'm saying is when you allow people to speak badly about others behind their back in front of you in a workplace, or criticize, or when somebody makes a very mean joke about somebody in a meeting room, and then you laugh with them because you feel awkward. You're trying to pacify the situation. I say
join the in crowd as opposed
exactly.
to
Do not join the in crowd. Don't clique with anyone at work. You can play politics in a safe, let's say, play diplomacy. I think we should even change the word of office politics. I think play office diplomacy, but don't do office politics, because at the end of the day, when you do office politics, I think you shift from what you know is right or wrong with work related. I'm not talking about values here. Let's say you should approach a project in a certain manner. You should do research in a certain manner. To appease the office politics, you change that approach.
That's true.
Then the project fails. Let's say people want to choose a consultant that they like versus who can really do the job, which is something very painful, right? Now to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So when you stay true to yourself and say, no, I think these people can do what they can do. I'm going to choose those over those. In a diplomatic way, in a nice way, then you're saying true to the experience. Because if you follow the crowd and you choose the wrong, let's say, consultant or whatever, the project will fail. You will never know what success looks like. And it's a rabbit hole.
You're talking about a lot of confidence. It's the confidence to be out of that group, to stand alone.
But it takes step by step building.
Thing, and it's having the confidence to know this may be scary, this may be very, very difficult. I'm not with the crowd. But if you truly believe again, staying authentic to yourself, you have a vision, take the risk. Because again, we haven't talked much about failure. It's if you don't fail, you won't learn.
Exactly.
And I have a news for the young ones watching us. If you do this, if you do not play politics, but play diplomacy and stay as much as you can through, and you will make mistakes along the way and it will go up and down, you will always be a very hot commodity to hire. If you play politics and you stick to these people or those people, if these people go, you go with them. and you
Yeah.
lose your reputation in the market.
You dilute who you are.
And you dilute
You
who you
dilute.
are.
Yeah,
Very
that's
good.
true.
I like that.
Yeah.
So stay true to yourself. It's a bit difficult at the beginning, but then you will always be hired. People will always want you.
Yeah,
because
and you
they
can-
know this person gets things done.
There's a French saying, c'est le ton qui fait la musique. It's
Oui.
and that's exactly also when you talk about diplomacy. So we have to be courageous and be authentic to say something. Again, the way how we say it might be very important. Who's next with the card?
Next
Dream,
card.
you are very keen on having a card.
Yeah.
Jump.
So one thing that we did, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can flip
From
that.
expertise to influence.
Okay. The moment you feel you're a leader, basically.
Okay. How do you balance collaboration with decisiveness as a female leader?
Because sometimes I think it very much goes back into the priority of the decision that you have to make. And
Yes,
for some
yes,
cases,
yes.
already it's clear. Maybe it's based on strategy, maybe based on something else. You need to make the decision.
For collaboration.
And for collaboration, on the contrary, you're right. I mean, it depends. I think sometimes maybe the way I understood the question is sometimes with collaboration, it's especially when a decision, if it's change management or changing things, if the people that are a part of the entity don't believe in the vision, you will lose.
Yes.
So you have to have
Yes.
that collaboration to have them buy in.
Yeah, that the broader audience is supporting your vision because you alone cannot execute the vision or the strategy. Yes, we cannot. It takes more time. I understood the question, for example, as well, like that in my role as a CEO, when I have a crisis or a super urgent matter, I have to make a decision top down.
Yes.
It may be right or wrong. When I'm right, when I'm good, when I'm wrong, it's also my head that is being questioned for a good reason because I have this function.
Yeah.
All the other stuff, as you already explained, yes, then the collaborative aspect, I believe in that. I lead as well my company like that because I trust in the intelligence of more brains. It's always better than
Of course.
one alone. But it depends the urgency, the crisis.
Time used to know the left hand is
Communication can turn things into collaboration or failure.
Yes, I have now and then broken phone lines in my company. I'm so convinced that I explained it very well and I have reflected on all the details with my team, and then it comes out the wrong way. Then we need to communicate
It's
again.
very humbling when you're like, no, I'm very good.
Yeah.
I can make it very clear, and then they completely misunderstood. You're like, I obviously was not clear.
Exactly.
So clear to you was not clear to
Yeah,
you.
and it's a humble experience to stand in front of the town hall and say, okay, I completely messed up. But you see, we grow in our failures. So yeah, that happens.
Redefining success across cultures. How do your early environment shape what success means to you? How did your early environment shape what success meant to you? I love this question.
With the reflection, I asked them to talk about the year and everything they experienced. That was eye-opening. Because I didn't realize what each person, surface, they have work, they have everything, I know generally about their families, but when they talked about, certain traumas or things that happened, you're like,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
and you did all that. I mean, your achievements are now
Triple.
of what you did, and it was providing that opportunity, again, empathy, communication, having the vulnerability as a leader is I'm going to listen and learn.
I think these two moments, two major things that shaped my life. Being a young Saudi who's been to Africa for the first time, being the first Saudi to work in a village in East Africa where everybody was, not sure
What's she
what
doing
my
here?
identity- Yes, exactly what I'm doing there. And, here I was working in a very expensive place. My agents were very expensive. And people were dying just because simply they couldn't afford Panadol. So that was a moment for me to wake up and realize that my expensive science is not necessarily the solution. It's the grassroots sort of health behavior and social behavior. So then I went back and I ditched my PhD and I ditched my postdoc and I started again a social development and international health and gender policy degree. And there I saw the world differently. that you have to live with a cause. You have to lead with a purpose as well and live with a cause. And because what matters is the legacy. None of that stays. What stays is the legacy.
Wow, that looks to me like I'm the schoolgirl here on the table. When I go back in my early childhood and adolescence, I was brought up by my parents. I had two sisters in a rural place in Switzerland. And it was a very joyful, happy, very light, light life. Yeah, really, I have to say it was really Heidi. We didn't realize until later because we were not rich, but we were also not poor. We had a very good life. And I think this down-to-earth upbringing, because all my aunts, there were plenty of aunts and uncles, they had their own farms.
Nice.
And we were the only ones who had not a farm, but my mom and my dad were also growing up on a farm. So we were the ones that got the call, hey, can you help us here? Can you help us here? We need to slaughter a cow, and then we need to do the potatoes, I don't know what.
Interesting.
So we were always helping out, and I liked that a lot. Working on the farm and all that stuff. And parallelly, I did sports, all of us. I was a handball player. And when we're talking about success, that's something that I think also the down-to-earth farming thing, and then also the sports, that was for me defining success. Because there I learned in a team to be competitive, to make fast decisions that the others had to live with as well. So it's a little bit a different path, yeah, but I think I often heard my father tell me as well that made my way to leadership, because I hear that from a lot of people. I'm a very authentic person. I like to lead on eye level, and I embrace people of whatever color or diversity. I love that. And I think that brought me where I am today. Yeah. So
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
To see
Sportsmanship.
Yes.
on, empathy leadership.
Yes.
in
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to see that it's got there.
Mhm.
It got you something.
I like that you talked about sports because very much, I'm appreciating what we have here, so many different opportunities now with the sports. And very much, I grew up, I was very blessed with my parents putting us in different sports, gymnastics, skating, etc.
Yeah.
And I think part of that was, I love working with a team.
Yes, me too.
And part of sports, it teaches you good sportsmanship. It
Yes.
teaches you how to work with others. It
Focus.
teaches you focus,
Mhm.
like all of these. So I really appreciate when you see the younger generation. And I'm very much, my love is hiking, being up into the mountains, trekking.
Not
whatever
my
it may be.
hiking.
No.
We know now you're.
And I think it's mind over matter. I think anybody who's tried it, I think with a lot of people now, going out to the desert, it's just being away from the electricity.
Yes,
of the
exactly.
world. Part of that, I think, grounds you.
Yes.
Creates the communication, the empathy, the understanding. Sometimes it's good to be reminded how small you are.
I
Yeah.
think
And
the
such a
connection
big
with
world.
the
Every day.
nature humbles you.
Yes, it
The
does.
connection with the nature humbles you and grounds you.
And it's very good stress relief.
Yeah.
Also.
Get it.
Yalla. Who's next?
Super.
Shall I? Shall I do this? Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Here, this one calls me. From expertise to influence. How can women turn credibility into... I should answer myself. Turn credibility into real decision-making power, not just recognition.
Being a role model, leading with being a role model, the followers or the team will actually understand that you are credible, and they will imitate the rebel effect that you were talking about.
So I think it's my turn to take a card again. Let's see what we have. From expertise to influence. If you could unlearn one leadership myth women are taught, what would it be? That's a good one.
Not to act like a man.
Yes, that's
good
true.
Our early time, they used to expect us to lead like men and to get rid
We
of...
cannot.
It's-
We're different.
It's good to be authentic.
Yes.
It's good to have your style and influence other women. And what does the man do? It means more efficient. We are efficient. You know what I mean? It's a myth.
Yeah,
It's a really
it's a myth. It is.
The mannerisms. Like,
The
yeah.
mannerism, exactly.
And like you have
The
to
mantra.
be extra tough. Like, you know, I read a lot about World War II and One and Two and all that. And sometimes women in leadership, sometimes they had to make decisions to go to war. Because they don't want to be they don't want people to say about them that, oh,
They're
you know,
soft,
you're too soft, so you can't make a decision. And So I think sometimes just follow your instinct and don't listen to that noise or try to imitate a tough image. Yeah.
Or in my country, in earlier times, it was always being told that the women or the girls, they need to wait for their chance. We don't have to wait for the chance. We have to articulate what we think we're good at and share our dreams or our ambition in a good way. So
I think we have the same thing. It's and again, it comes from sometimes the safety of maybe the older generations of like, just be careful. Don't lose, don't be too aggressive. Be calmer. Don't push the envelope. And so it was a struggle inside between your nationalists. You talked about this of being maybe sometimes more direct. I think a lot of us spoke about that. Being more direct, then you get lost as a leader because you're fighting your own instincts because they're like, no, do a little calmer.
I think we need edges. No, we need some edges and some character.
And that's the character. It's like then it comes back to embrace your character.
And with time, you'll find the balance.
Don't threaten. Yeah. And threaten sometimes is just by sitting. Just by there. It's the threat, dude. It's make yourself smaller. Be grateful for what you have.
Unlearn that. Very good.
Yes. That is so good. And okay, I can understand sometimes we have to go through that, but at one point here, there's no one. You know what? I have the position, whether I'm male or female. I deserve this position. I worked for it.
Yeah. But I think now if somebody's listening to us, they'd think, oh my God, this is so confusing. So should we choose our battles or should we stand our ground? Should we do this or that? So for the younger generations, I would say, yes, don't play politics. Try to be diplomatic. Read the rooms. Do this, try to, understand the culture of the organization. And at some point, make the decision and take the risk to stand your ground.
One thing I want to unlearn is at the beginning of my career, I always wanted to make everyone happy. I think the thing that it really is important that, be kind to yourself. And, it's okay if they don't get it now.
They will.
Tomorrow. Not all of them need to be happy right now.
Yeah.
So, and just be so kind to yourself and to people. So, to sleep well at night.
So we have the time for one more card.
Oh.
Take one more.
Yeah.
What do you have? Oh, the question mark.
Oh, God. So the question mark means you can ask any question to anyone and to everyone here. Yeah.
So I think the learning moment for all of us is I would very much like to know, I think from each person, is a defining moment that made you the person that you are as a leader, as someone who makes an impact. I think each one of us make an impact, whether it's getting with your family, etc. I might have to cut that because I'm talking too much. So if we start with Sandra.
A defining moment that made me who I am. Manas, that's really, really difficult to answer. I think I had the luxury of being brought up in a very good family. Not only my family, but also grandparents and aunts and stuff like that. And I saw and learned in that community what it means when somebody is in trouble, when somebody is ill, when somebody has financial challenges, that you stick to each other and you help to each other. And nevertheless, whether you had a quarrel in the past, it's your family, it's blood that runs deep. And I saw that. My parents were doing that, my aunts were, and I think that shaped me to the person that I am, that I believe in the community. I love working in a team. We're always better supporting each other, and I try to do that as well.
Your tribe.
My tribe, yes, my tribe. The clan. Sometimes I say.
I'll say that. I think I'm going to say the same thing because it's different defining moments in your life. It's definitely family.
Family.
Family is part of it, and I think the blessing, Allah on my parents and my siblings, there's nothing like siblings. There's nothing like family. And I am, if you know the term TCK, third culture kids. So I grew up, yes. So growing up in different cultures. And I think it was 6, 7. Sometimes they'll come into
we know that. How could you do that? 6, 7.
How could you? All of those things. So I think being able, you're so blessed with family, and you learn from them, and sometimes in a safe environment. You're blessed when the time needs, when people come in for a season, and they stay for a while, it's meeting, just throughout life, blessed by friends, by support network. And right now, I think even when they say if you could go back, I'll use it different when you said the magic wand, if they say you could go back and change your life. And the first thing is, I wouldn't want to go back. Because the people that I have in my life, but what if I didn't meet them?
No.
Oh, yes.
More important than me going back and changing anything. The family that I have, the friends that I have, I'm absolutely, utterly blessed. And each one of them made an impact. And I can actually, sometimes you can feel it. The shift in yourself. And it's little defining moments that reach where you are now. And you don't sometimes 2020.
I feel it as well right now. It's really, emotions here. It's so nice.
I always say to people, family is what matters. Community is what matters. And money will come and go. It will come and go and come and go and come and go. And the cycle, and you can be rich 20 times and you can start from zero 1,000,000 times. And it will be fine. And I think maybe that's the word. You just said it. The word for this episode. We can't finish all the questions, but
we have to avoid getting more emotional. I didn't think it was going to be this charged, but resilience is the word for the first roundtable. First Rausch Roundtable.
Okay.
Resilience.
I thoroughly enjoyed the discussion with you and the experiences you shared. And I learned again through that, and I'm very glad that we could share those moments with each other.
And to me, it's such incredible women.
Yes, absolutely.
thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
Fine.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really tremendous. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shukran.
Thank you.